This is the Jocko Underground Podcast, number 215. Sitting here with Echo Charles.
Yeah, sure.
Did I get that right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And we have some questions from the field, from the front lines, from where the rubber meets the road. And we will offer some recommendations, some answers, and at a minimum, some courses of action you can take to proceed and find your way through the maze of life, as
some people like to,
as Echo Charles refers to it, the maze of life.
Yep.
All poetic.
Okay. All right.
I think that's the best you could come up with.
Well, it is one of the options for sure.
Maze of life.
Whatever, bro. Life is sometimes a maze. You don't know. I'm just saying. Okay.
Did you come up with that yourself? Did you consult with your ancestors or something? Is that Chat GPT or something? Where'd that come from? Did you get it in a dream?
First question. Jocko, I recently graduated college where I was a Division I athlete, a science major, and also in ROTC. My days were completely structured around academics, training, the gym, and preparation for the military. Because of that, I missed out on a lot of the social side of college. Dang. Team hangouts, weekends out, etc. I don't regret the accomplishments, but now that I've graduated, commissioned, and started working full-time, I feel like I have no close friends. I went from being around 30 teammates every day to suddenly feeling isolated. And while I try to keep in touch, it feels like they all got closer without me, and no one seems to reach out. How do I navigate life after college when I'm disciplined and accomplished, but also feel lonely and disconnected? Love the podcast. Thank you.
So I think a couple key points here. Well, one key point is that you, quote unquote, recently graduated, which means you just showed up to your unit, your military unit, which means you don't know anyone and no one knows you. And guess what? When you show up somewhere and you're new and you don't know anyone, you're going to feel a little bit of isolated, a little bit left out. That's the way anybody feels when they show up. When my daughter, Coach Rana, started training in San Luis Obispo at Paragon, and she called me like after the first few days. She's like, I don't know anyone here. No one wants to train with me. And I go, oh yeah, just train for 4 more days and like someone will start training and then you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, yep. And then she called me 4 days later and she's like, yeah, I met this really cool, blah, 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 blah. And it's all done. But she was feeling the exact same way, isolated and lonely. Because it's weird, dude. You go on the mat and like no one wants to roll with you because they don't know who you are or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the way you feel. It takes a little while. But there's no doubt you're in the military. No doubt in my military mind that you're going to form friendships with people at your unit, man. Fellow officers, your troops, your senior enlisted. Like you're going to, that's the way it is. You're doing work with them. You're doing training with them. You're going out in the field with them. Relationships will form and you will end up with some bros. And, you played D1 athletics. I don't know which one. Maybe 30 teammates football? Does that sound right? No?
No.
How many teammates would you have in football?
100.
Damn. Okay. So maybe he's soccer, hockey, could be anything, right? But you don't have that anymore. Guess what? You can probably guess my next bit of advice. Go to a jiu-jitsu gym and start training, right? And listen, if jiu-jitsu ain't your thing, okay, which should be, number one, especially if you're in the military, you'll make friends there. And again, it'll take a week. You're not going to go in there and someone's going to go like, oh, Fred, welcome here. Why don't you be my best? No, it doesn't work like that. But you're going to train with people and you're going to sweat and you're going to work hard and you're going to form relationships. You're going to go grab a dinner and blah, 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 blah. You're going to go watch the UFC at their house. That's what we're doing. So join a jiu-jitsu gym or join a strength and conditioning gym or join a rock climbing gym. Like just go out into the world. There's a whole social world of people to hang out with, especially that now that you have the time. You're not studying. You're not training for your specific sport. You're not conducting ROTC drills. You have a job. Cool. I get it. The military's busy. You're a young officer. You're going to get tasked with stuff. But still, I guarantee you on a Saturday night Or a Saturday morning, you can go train some jiu-jitsu. And then after let's call it 4 weekends of training, you will know 3 people's names. And one of them is going to be like, dude, I saw your car outside. Is that a whatever? And you're like, yeah. He's like, dude, I actually know how to over the bar. You're like, and all of a sudden you'll be talking about stuff, you know?
Yeah, totally.
So just put yourself out there in some places where there's people, and so you can interact with people, and you'll form bonds, and you'll look back in a couple of years, probably actually in like 6 months, you'll look back and be like kind of surprised that you even asked this question. Because it sounds like you kind of had ready-made friends wherever you went because you had the sports. Yeah. You know, that's just like ready-made friends. But military kind of has that too. And you just knew. But you'll be surprised that you asked this question. Meeting people and building those bonds is a great part of life. So enjoy it. That's what we got.
Yeah, it's almost like a starting over scenario after college. Yeah, that's true. Ran a scenario or whatever with the oh, no one wants to roll with me and kind of lonely or whatever. That's to me, that's almost like 100% of the time, almost, when you go to a whole new place. Unless you go with your friends or something like this, where it's like, yeah, it's okay, you're starting all over, which is fine. And as long as you're open to it, because what he said was actually kind of real, where he was like, oh, I was so focused on freaking discipline and preparing for this and preparing for that. Because I seen guys like that in college where you could tell they're just locked into college, which is sweet, but they would never be hanging out. So the social element, I understand how some people can straight up just miss it and be like, dang, I kind of missed that whole thing, So that's real. But yeah, it's just a matter of being open to it and not being like, oh, dang, I suck, this sucks, you know.
And another thing that is probably a real challenge for many, many people is executing this right here. Hey, how's it going? My name's Fred.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems like, especially nowadays, because when you're standing in line at the DMV or you're standing in line at the grocery store, you don't look at anyone else. You just look at your phone. Yeah. Or you're just listening to a podcast. You don't have to interact with anybody. You don't even say anything to a clerk at a store because you just have it delivered to your house. Right. And the guy, they have that thing. You leave it at my step. I don't want to talk to a person. Yeah, so how is anyone, especially a young guy like this, going to be like, hey, how's it going? My name's Fred. I'm just starting jiu-jitsu for the first time. Or I've never rock climbed before, but I want to learn. Hey, can you tell me what kind of shoes you think I should get? Like that right there is like a huge barrier to some people. Yeah. But the weird thing is, when people do that to you, you don't think they're weird. You actually just think they're normal, right? When someone goes, hey, how's it going? And you go, oh, not bad. Yeah. And they go, where are you coming in from? And you go, oh, I'm from San Diego. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. What are you doing out here? Well, I'm actually out here for some work, but, like to train. Oh, cool. Boom. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah. You're not a freak. You're a human. And when you go and talk to other humans, they're humans too.
Yeah, that's true, huh? And jiu-jitsu makes it way, any group setting, really, just it's almost like a little soft approach, Yeah.
Because there's like a soft lead.
Yeah.
Like a warm lead.
Yeah, warm lead, warm approach.
You're in this room. And I'm in this room. And we both came to this room for a very specific reason, by the way.
Exactly, right. Yeah, so
that was my Echo Charles vernacular right there.
Okay.
For a very specific reason, by the way. Normally you point at me when you do that. For a very specific reason, by the way.
Hey, we got to know.
What's the purpose of by the way? Emphasis?
Like I'm trying to make this point over here. And there's some additional stuff, that might either back up the point or maybe part of a whole nother point that I could go into, but I'm not gonna, but I could.
You could if you wanted to.
If I wanted to, which would be very interesting, by the way. But I'm not gonna do
that's the way you use it. Is it's a subtle reinforcement of your main point.
Okay.
You use it as a subtle. You'll throw in this other thing that you're not going to go into, by the way. Right. But you could if you wanted to.
Or I could start talking about how important that is for this story. I'm not gonna. I could, but I'm not gonna.
It's sort of like a paper tiger.
It's okay, paper tiger. Okay.
It's like a paper tiger because it has no one drills down on that thing that you just threw out there.
Sure.
We kind of just accept it, but you kind of lean on it like it could bite if
it could. Just never know. Hey, man. Sometimes it enhances the clarity.
No, if someone puts together a compilation, because I took that from you. and I'll throw it in there. And I've always done it in a kind of a way where it's like a quiet quiet nod to your style. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And
right
I've done,
on.
and usually I do it just a little bit over the top.
Sure.
I'll just do it a little bit over the top. I'll say, and that's a whole nother book, by the way. I'll kind of put a little stank on it,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
It's good.
So there we go. Now we know. Now we know the deal.
Yeah. Can't say like enough about jiu-jitsu and the social part of it, which I understand.
Yeah,
that
you can definitely say a lot about that. To you, that's 90% of the game.
I'm here to tell you, bro. I'm here to tell you. Because even that, even if you're a shy person, people are gonna, you partner up with someone, whether it be rolling or just drilling or whatever. When you partner up with someone, boom, there you go, temporary friend. It's up to you now. Ball's in your court. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for the time being, and it's up to you. And that's kind of like, bro, you ever, and not to go too deep into the social element, but we're gonna a little bit. You know what speed dating is? You know what that is?
It's like you meet like 10 people.
Yeah.
Did you ever actually do that, or you just saw a TV show?
No. So at the nightclub I used to work at, we'd have speed dating on like Monday afternoon.
No kidding.
Right when we opened. Yeah. It was, and
Is the bitter end still open?
the bitter end is now called the Tipsy Crow.
Okay.
Yeah. Nonetheless, they did have speed dating there, and I was like, "What the hell, is speed dating? Like, well, bro, what is this?" And people come in, and they, it's like a dating kind of workshop, almost kind of not a workshop. You don't learn, but it's like almost like a game you play, and you have tables with people, and you have like a minute or a fixed amount of time to just talk to someone, and then you're done, off to the next table to talk to the next person. You see what I'm saying? And then if you kind of made a connection, then you can hang out afterwards, and buy drinks or whatever, or go home, whatever you want to do, right? And I remember thinking like, oh, that's kind of weird, but I really kind of imagined like, no, you could. It's just like a little temporary. I just meet some people. Hey, I remember, you can run into someone a week later and be like, hey, remember I met you at speed dating? That was fun, blah, blah, blah. It's like you get the warm lead. See what I'm saying? Jiu-jitsu is like speed dating if you ignore the jiu-jitsu part of it. You see what I'm saying? It is, but from a friend standpoint, not romantic.
Yeah. That's a very important part of the situation.
Very important
by the way.
distinction, by the way.
So that is a little excerpt of what we are doing on the Jocko Underground podcast. So if you want to continue to listen, go to jockounderground.com and subscribe. And we're doing this to mitigate our reliance on external platforms, so we are not subject to their control. And we are doing this so that we can support the Jocko podcast, which will remain as is, free for all, as long as we can keep it that way. But we are doing this so we don't have to be under the control of sponsors, and we're doing it so we can give you more control, more interaction, more direct connections, better communications with us. And to do that, we're building a website right now where we'll be able to utilize to strengthen this legion of troopers that are in the game with us. So thank you. It's jockounderground.com. It costs $8.18 a month. And if you can't afford to support us, we can still support you. Just email assistance@jockounderground.com and we'll get you taken care of. Until then, we will see you mobilized underground.